Okay.
Some of you may know that I streamed round 3 of the Nations Cup, but somehow, some way, I managed to score 0 points. Today's the last day. I gotta fix that. 5th in Houston, 45th in Texas, 555th in the US of A, and 729th in North America. We got some work to do.
And we're gonna get started on that work right now. The goal is to get a feel for these formula cars. They're a big weakness of mine since they require such a higher level of precision. I complete this first lap with a 48.0, so let's see where that put me on the leaderboard.
Oh, well, I guess nobody's doing this race. I'm number 1. All right, so we got some work to do, clearly. We need to go and get the Lewis Hamilton livery, because that's going to be worth at least 44 seconds. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The SF25, I think that's what it's called.
Now that we got the goat color paint job on, it's time to get a couple more flyers in before the start of the race. This first one's looking like a major improvement from the 48 we put down previously, but let's cross the line and see just how much this new paint job was worth.
All right, so the livery was worth 6 seconds.
And we can still do better. Here on lap 2, mode push is activated. Stand pretty even with the Ghost here through sector 1 up until this moment where we leave it behind. And the only thing on my mind at this point is find the limit. By doing so, I carry a bit too much speed through the Degnas and suffer the consequences.
Oh! And just like Hamilton, I crash in my first testing session. The media will say it's nothing major. But I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? All right, let's see. Oh, Lewis Hamilton himself is in here. No clickbait necessary. He got the MBE at the end, so you know it's real. Thank you, my friend. There's the man right there, and there I go. 11-12 Ferrari lockout. Ferrari back row lockout.
So here we go. Race 1, me and Lewis in 11-12 fighting for national glory.
I did not know that was the case. I'm just staying inside. I'm just trying to stay safe right now. This is kind of tough. Oh, and there it is. Kablam.
From this point on, there's not really much to talk about. Me and Lewis didn't get to go side to side, bumper to bumper like I wanted to. And we ended up finishing this race in 12th place.
What a tough race. Whew.
And now we got a decision to make.
So, I can't say that was too fun, but in an attempt to be ready for the NRL, I'm going to stick with this one because I need to be ready for whatever.
Starting off race 2 in P6, I finally got my time into the sub 140s. Still not amazing by any means, but it was competitive. I decided to get on the overtake button pretty early as I noticed Mike was eyeing up a move on the inside, and I quickly found that there's not a lot of space to operate here in T1. A few casualties were accumulated, but I managed to keep it on the track. The good vibes would not last for long, however, as me and the Canadian get a bit too close for comfort. I thought it was net code at the time, but looking at it now, I do have damage, so I definitely pushed him wide. A bit more drama here between Ricky Bobby there that actually ends up putting me on the podium. So now the question is, how long can I stay here? And we're going to get an answer to that question sooner than you may think. Fast forwarding here to lap 8, the tires are pretty much cooked at this point. And I actually am able to confirm that the hard way by driving off the track, getting some dirty tires, relinquishing 2 positions in the process of doing all of this tomfoolery. Luckily, it's not the end of the world, as I'm still in the slipstream range of flow. But I've definitely made things harder with this little mistake. I had a special message to send back to the pit wall after all this.
I need a break.
And with that, my pit phase began. Now, a lot of interesting action took place here. First and second place dives into the pits. I'm hoping that third or fourth also dive in, so I have a partner to work with. I get exactly that with Golf Nut going in. Flo decides to stay out, going for the overcut. So we're going to see them at the finish line, hopefully. And for now, we put on some fresh mediums, thank the pit crew for their services, and prepare for phase 2. But with Flaming Moose doing just enough to jump over us, we are ultimately in P8. But by the time we get to the back end of the lap, we're 0.3 seconds behind. I'm eyeing up a move here on Moose, but get on the power just a bit too aggressively and lose the back end in the process. So that whole move is kaput. A bit further into lap 10, I benefit from this moment between Moose and Golf Nut, which pushed me back into P5. But with me being the proud American I am, I decide to take revenge for my fellow countrymen and coming out of spoon here, splatter into the back of Flaming Moose.
Wow, that was net cold.
Race control gave me 3 seconds, but it was too late. Taxidermy stay was already in my sights.
That was net cold.
Now, to be fair, I didn't get any damage that time, so I do actually believe in both instances that it was actually net cold. Go back and look and let me know what you think. But with disc golf and taxi passing me up, everything's square from this moment forward, and we move into the final parts of this race. Taxi, if you ever watched this, shout out to you. You could have killed me right here, but I think you also realized what was up with the connection. It wasn't on purpose. I'm doing a lot of joking in this video. But here we go. Let's listen in on board.
This is going to be a fun last couple of laps.
You got that right, Parquet. Lap 13. This one's going to be crucial. There's not much time left. Something happens with Golf Nut here, which slows them up just enough for me to make my way by them. And even worse for them, they have an issue which effectively ends the race. It also ended my race, if you think about it a certain way, because from here on out, nothing really happened. I was able to bring it home in a pretty disappointing P5, but hey, there's always next time.
What a mess.